You see, some cars, they need to be heard first and heard well. The sound of the engine and the exhaust roar, well, that's pure music to a lot of potential supercar buyers out there in the market. You're watching 91 Wheels. I am Punia, and this car needs no introduction. We are currently at Aston Martin Delhi, which is the pan-India dealership for the brand in the country. So if you are interested in the car or you have pockets deep enough for the Vantage, you know which showroom to contact. Now this is the most exclusive and expensive car we have shot here at 91 Wheels, and the current Vantage, it went on sale in India approximately 2 years back and still looks fresh and sexy enough. In terms of pricing, well, you would have to pay approximately 3 crore rupees ex-showroom daily before the options kick in. Yes, that's a lot of money, but all thanks to the kind of import duties and the custom duties that such cars attract in India. Now, in terms of options, you can opt from the kind of paint you want on the outside, or the alloy wheel design, or the alloy wheel color, or even your own personal badging on the seats right over there. Yes, that is a lot of money, but that is what you pay for what is possibly the best British supercar in terms of your design, your performance, craftsmanship, and most importantly, emotions. So what better way for us to start 2021 than to get up close and personal with this supercar. Now the design of the Vantage is brilliant, but it is functional as well. You see these splitters on the lower part of the bumper? Well, they suck in air when you drive in the car, and there is a system of fences underneath which basically act as channels to have the cooling air go from here towards the rear to the diffuser as well. Likewise, the side grills, they are part of the body and they help to bleed out the air pressure when you drive in the car fast. Now, unlike other supercars, there are no wings or spoilers at the back, because for the brand Aston Martin, everything has to be form and function. Every single curve you see over here has a function attached to it. You drive the car at higher speeds, and these things, they help to keep the car as stable as possible because of the downforce. Now on the inside, the first thing you will notice are the amount of buttons over here, but don't worry, every single button has a proper function attached to it, but more on that at a later stage. You do know that I stand 6 feet tall with a generous build, but trust me, getting in and out of the car is not a tough task. Also, once seated over here, the seat is wide enough for my frame. I have about an inch of headroom left over here. Visibility is not bad, so this can be your everyday hypercar as well. I will not call this a supercar, but a hypercar for sure. Now for starters, there is no gear lever over here. You can choose between park, reverse, neutral or drive from these 4 buttons. The same can also be done from the panel shifter on the steering wheel. This is your engine start and stop button over here. You can keep your key right over here. Your key fob will actually fit into the space, which I'll show you right now. Here you go, the Aston Martin key comes in right over here. This is for the audio system. You do have the same Mercedes command, so you have a touchpad over here. On the left side, this is for your hazard lights. All the 4 indicators will come in. This is to switch off your parking sensors, very useful for Indian traffic conditions. This is for your camera on the move. If you press this on the screen, you can have a bird's eye view of what's happening around the car. This is for your radio system, for your media. Traction control off, which I don't recommend. This is for muting the entire system. This is for shutting off the auto start stop function, again useful in Indian conditions, for the navigation and for your Bluetooth telephony. On the upper part, you have things for the AC as well as for the lights. For example, this is for the co-driver light coming in. This is for the driver light, unlock, lock and so on. Also, the steering wheel needs a special mention. It's not flat bottom, it's not round, it's more like a Formula 1 steering over here. Thankfully, only 4 buttons over here and 4 on the right side. Also, when you turn the steering, as you can see, the panel shifters are not attached to the steering but to the column over here, so they are more usable on a daily basis. It's a very sharp steering setup. The ratio is 13.1:1, which means it's sharp, it's direct, and something you need in the car like the Aston Martin. Now, thank you to Harrison Bluck for the final inspection of this engine. Yes, every single Aston you buy, the Vantage you buy, will have a different name on the engine part over here, which is the name of the person who had the final inspection. The engine itself is a 4000cc twin turbo 505 bhp V8 AMG engine. Ji haan, as a British supercar, you do have a German heart, but that's understandable because remember, both Mercedes and AMG have a sizable investment into the Aston Martin brand, and hence the engine over here. Even the gearbox is a German sourced ZF 8-speed torque converter. No modern day hi-fi dual clutch, but then again a torque converter is more flawless, has a better and lower maintenance in the long run, and of course for a daily usage where you need all that torque, the torque converter comes in more handy. As you can also see, the engine is pushed all the way back for a proper 50-50 weight transfer, which basically will aid your handling. There is no all-wheel drive or 4x4. All this power tries to scream out through the rear wheels, but thankfully you do have something which is first for Aston Martin, that is the electronic differential. Yes, this one has a E rear differential, which basically acts with the traction control. Depending upon your right foot inputs, it will channel the power to the rear right or the rear left wheel. I'm also told you have a lot of driver aids backing you up in case you do want to go flat out, from the E-diff I spoke about to the dynamic torque vectoring to the stability control to the adaptive damping and so on. Well, let's just get to the driving part now. So on the driving part, you do have 3 traction modes and 3 suspension modes. On the traction part you have Sport, Sport Plus and T for track, on which I'm right now. It's also the one to choose if you want your popcorns and crackles from the exhaust. This is the one to use. Of course, the car becomes very quick on its feet in a very sporty manner. So for your daily drives, you can go back to S, and then this one can be your no-nonsense daily drive to your work or to your whatever business you do. Likewise, you also have 3 suspension modes of Sports, Sports Plus and T's track. So for both the suspension and the traction modes, there is no normal or D that we see in expensive luxury cars. Of course, this is a performance-oriented engine. By the way, the same engine will be seen in the upcoming DBX SUV. It will have more power, 550 horses and a better 9-speed ZF gearbox. So this one as of now has 505 horses and a very flawless, smooth, reliable torque converter from ZF. As you can see right now in your daily NCR traffic conditions, you don't feel hammered in or nervous. Visibility surprisingly is very good. Of course, in the rear view mirrors you can see those awesomely flared wheel arcs. It's not a very loud color, but yet people, they do take notice. And if you do want to announce your arrival, you want some attention on the road, you go to the track mode, the T mode, you pull both the pedals, you go into neutral, and then you can rev. You hear that? Windows down. I'm also very happy and impressed with the ground clearance that the Vantage offers. We were going over a few potholes as well as speed breakers. I tried going sideways, then I went straight and nothing happened. I mean, there was no touching of the underbelly. It's also got to the fact that the wheelbase isn't very long. Plus, of course, the ground clearance is decently good for your daily driving in urban conditions. Our experience with the Vantage has lasted an entire morning of this last day of 2020, and once again a big thanks to Aston Martin Delhi for giving us the car. Now nothing comes close to the Vantage experience in terms of motoring nirvana here at 91 Wheels. I do agree, in the month of March we had the Mustang drive from Bombay to Delhi. It was a milestone, and then our experience with the EQC blew us away with the potential of an EV car in India. But when it comes to the Vantage, the experience is so immense. You want to drive the car again and again, especially for those who understand and respect this logo right over here.